Hey, I'm Danisurname, and like everyone else, I wish I had superpowers. But I do not wish that I was a superhero, because I'm not that nice. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a complete bitch. I don't have the capability to spend all day dealing with the responsibility of having to save people. No. So, I'm gonna look at superpowers that people generally want, you know, the generic ones, and how they would be useful in everyday life. Like if you didn't have to wear a costume, you didn't have to go save anyone, you didn't have to stop anyone from doing anything bad, what could you use those powers for? Invisibility? You could sneak into movies, and then if they're shit, you can get up and leave without feeling bad. X-ray vision? You would instantly know if you broke a bone, or if someone you knew did. And you could look through stuff. That'd be meant if you lost something, because then you could look in all your drawers without actually having to get off the bed. Time control? If you could stop time, you could lie in for decades. If you could reverse time, you could erase every fuck up you ever did. Ultra flexibility? You could have really tantric sex. Mind reading? You'd know what people thought about you. Super strength? You could enter World's Strongest Man competition and win. Unconditionally. Super speed? You could enter the Olympics. Although, they might disqualify you on the fact that it's not fair. You could run everywhere, save on travel. Telekinesis? You could make breakfast and bring it to yourself and feed yourself breakfast in bed without having to get out of bed. That would be so awesome. Force field power? You wouldn't have to buy an umbrella. You could just build a force field and your hair would stay perfectly dry in the rain. Mind control? You could get people to fuck off when they're annoying you. Flight? You'd never have to pay for the bus again. Super hearing? You could listen to all the conversations that were happening within whatever radius you had. You'd know whatever anyone ever said about you, although you'd probably get really paranoid. Super jumping? You could move around really quickly. Teleportation? Never have to take a plane again. Super healing? You could be the best doctor in the world without having to study medicine. Immortality? You could just not die. Heat vision? You could make toast really quickly. Heat detection eyes? You could tell when someone's really hot. Freeze powers? You could cool yourself down when it's really warm outside. Freeze powers? You could refreeze melting lollipops. Controlling animals? You could get them to bring you food. Telepathy? You can talk to people without having to pay for text messages. Time travel? You could go back and meet people from the past who are really awesome. You could go back and meet Shakespeare. It sounds sad that the one person I would go back and meet is Shakespeare. Magnetized powers? You could hold on to those screws when you take them out of something so that they don't get lost without having to close your hand. You could just put them in a box. Contacting the dead? You could talk to dead people. You could ask them advice. You could ask them what it's like to be dead. Duplication? You could sit at home while your duplicate goes to school or work for you. Poison or venom? You could poison people. Slow down time? You could get away from danger really. No, that sounds too much like a superhero power. Could walk really slow when it would seem normal speed. You could add extra time onto your exams by slowing down time. Super knowledge? You could pass every exam ever without having to study. Photographic memory? Not quite a superpower, but you could memorize everything. You could memorize the TV schedule, like levitation. You could reach stuff on the top shelf in supermarkets. Turning into an animal? Could win all the talent shows. Shape-shifting? You could pretend to be Obama until they realised it wasn't you. Then you might get put in jail. Lie detection? You would know who stole the last cookie. Pyrokinesis? Start campfires really easily. Precognition? Know the future. I can't think of any more. Let me know in the comment section below what superpower you would have and why. Like the video if you like my ideas for what you could use superpowers for if you were an average, everyday human being. Give me an ego boost by subscribing. And I will see you again soon.